So you're broke because of your job or because of your boss, right? Or you're a bit overweight because this is in your genetics, right? Or you are not good with girls because you're a bit overweight, right? Isn't it that you are coming up with these excuses just in order for you to be able to confirm the story that you are holding inside your head? Isn't it that you are creating all of these so-called external circumstances so you can justify your story? Isn't it that you are responsible for your circumstances and what you are living and what you are creating? Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever thought about this thing? Let me tell you a story from myself. So I've been I've been through a period when I wasn't, eating that much recently. And I'll be honest with you, some days I just woke up and I felt like, man, I just simply do not have that much energy. And I'm like, man, like I really would need those calories. And so this idea, this thought just hit me so badly. Is that, isn't it that I do not want to do my business? Isn't it that I'm just simply looking for something so I can justify that something had been holding me back in my business? Isn't it that I just really want to come up with something that could be used as an excuse so I'm not pushing 120%? Isn't it the case so? And so I started thinking that, hey man, isn't it that I'm creating all these, morning practices of, I have to do an hour of yoga every single day just in order to be in the flow and in the mood. And, like I really have to, do, for example, writing every single day just in order to be mindful. But for being honest, like, am when I do not feel like it, and when I do not have the very much that motivation, and I'm looking for something to hold me back, then I will find something to hold me back. And this is the main idea. This is the concept that I want to talk to you about. This is how our psyche works. This is how human nature is working pretty much. So we have an internal state. So for example, I really want to lose weight. If I'm coming from the place of that I really want to lose weight, then I will be looking for every single thing outside of myself that, hey, brother, this is good. This is perfectly the right time. I just had like a perfect meal and this will be so fucking good for me to go out and work out today. And yeah, bro, like this gym is super cool because, all these people around me are all pumped up. Or like, like this gym is like super cool. If you see the opposite, like no one is working hard here. I can be the hardest working person here. I can move the fastest because you are coming from a place that you really want to lose that weight. If you do not want to lose that weight, for example, what you will do, yeah, the weather is not good today. My shoes are not that good. And you will just look around yourself and you will just find all of these excuses. You will find that your shoes are not good, the people around you are not good, your gym membership, just got cancelled or whatever, and you will look at every single sign as a potential excuse in order for you to not to do that. And what our duty is, I think, as human beings and as men, is to find out these things and beat these things out of yourself. Beat all the freaking excuses out of yourself. Because these are the things that we are coming up with outside of us and are holding ourselves back. And when we are able to break this through for ourselves, then we will be able to gain back that knowledge, that deep self knowledge that these are all just the creations of our imagination, and these are some things that are holding us back. Let me tell you another story from my personal life. So I've been doing these burpees, and I've been telling this story before. I've been doing these burpees, and I didn't take working out, like that seriously that time. Like I was working out a few times a week, so I was doing around 150-ish burpees, or like max 200 or something like that. And I was like, yeah, like this is challenging for me, like I'm using my body, whatever. And I was listening to a podcast from David Goggins when he was talking about, bro, you are operating maximum 40% when you're feeling like you're tired as shit. You're maximum at 40%. And I was like, wait a minute, maybe he's right. And so I was like, the next day I was like, okay, motherfuckers, I'm going out and I'm doing as many burpees as I can. And I made 300 easy. I mean, I got tired as hell, and I didn't want to, kill myself there, but I made like 300, and I could have done more. And that hit me so well, bro, I'm just coming up with all these artificial limits and all these artificial excuses, so therefore I can justify the story that I'm telling to myself, so therefore I can justify for myself that I'm not as fit as I could be, so therefore I can come up with all these excuses why my business is not at that level that I could be, that my fitness is not at that level that I humanly potentially could make it to be, or my relationship with people is not as good as I humanly possibly could be. And all of these things that I'm coming up with and all these stories that I'm telling to myself are pretty much just the justification of my internal state of what do I really want to do. And we people are just so freaking much tend to use everything and excuses. And even more importantly, the whole message of this video that I want to share with you is that we are just coming up with all of these external circumstances and all of these things so we can justify ourselves and why we are holding ourselves back. So you think of yourself that you're not as smart of a person, and so what you would think of yourself and what kind of an excuse you might come up with today is that, yeah, I didn't have the time to read or listen to podcasts or whatever your learning method might be or could look like. And again, the thing here was that you had the time, you just didn't prioritize that thing. You just came up with an excuse. The whole thing is that we are just so freaking much tend to limit ourselves and buy into all of these stories that we have all about us and all about our circumstances. And we are missing out so freaking much out of life. And bro, this is our duty. This is our duty. And I'm talking to you as a man here, is that this is our duty, brother, to go ahead, find those things and destroy them. Destroy the excuses. Destroy the excuses. Fight our weaknesses. And this is where we can really elevate the human spirit and ourselves. And this is where greatness happens. And this is where you can really create something that is inspiring, not just only for you, but for other people. This is where real growth can happen. This is where real spiritual, energy and awakening can happen. There are these people who you just go in they're near, so-called, you just go, next to them and you feel this, energy, and they are just so much there. This is it, bro. Present freaking moment. You're not deluding yourself with all these excuses and all these ideas, and you're just not coming up with all these, imaginary scenarios why I cannot do that or why I would be able to do that. This is you, all upon you. And another thing is to take 100% responsibility. This is what we do not want to do. And this is so freaking easy to just look outside all the time and find all these excuses, find all these things. When in reality, this is you. You could be doing whatever you want to do. Bro, you want to become a millionaire in 1 year? You really want?